Today we're visiting southern Albania in the St. Nicholas Monastery Church in the old Byzantine monastery of St. George in Mesopotam, Albania. This monastery is unique both in its architecture and in the way it was used. The monastery lies in southern Albania and is about 9.5 kilometers away from the popular resort town of Sarandë. The small Greek-speaking village of Mesopotam lies in a lush valley fed by rivers and streams of clear spring water from Albania's famous Blue Eye and other smaller nearby springs. If you look closely at the brickwork, you can see that the entrance is smaller and less grand than it once was. The monastery in its current form was completed around 1224. However, the site has been used as a religious sanctuary for millennia, and you can see the current building itself is a bit of an older building mixed with a construct of 1224. What makes this church unique in Byzantine architecture is that it has a double apse instead of the normal single apse. The single apse of the monastery of St. Naum in North Macedonia is shown here for comparison. The reason for this may be more interesting than the architecture itself. In the year 1054, the Roman Christian religion, founded by the Emperor Constantine 700 years previous, contemptuously split into Catholics and Orthodox. There was a building animosity between Rome and Constantinople going back centuries based on minute points of theology and jealousy. It was all a bit ridiculous and resulted in malice, bloodshed, and the eventual sack of Constantinople by Catholic Christians. This would all culminate in the weakening of the empire and its eventual loss to the Ottoman Turks. As I previously said, the site has been used as a religious sanctuary for millennia, with archaeological evidence going back to at least the 4th century BC. The consensus is that the sanctuary began its life as a temple to Poseidon and was converted to a church in the Byzantine period. This badly eroded and lichen-encrusted column is perhaps a remnant of that original pagan complex. The site is littered with architectural fragments from that building and from subsequent churches that took its place. It is unknown how many distinct buildings stood on this site, but the reuse of materials derived from former structures is obvious. Some of this material is in the form of stone relief sculptures incorporated into the walls of the building. Serpents, eagles, lions, hogs, dogs, all symbols that have different meaning in pagan and Christian spheres. The sculptures are in varying degrees of wear and workmanship. While the pieces were clearly made during different periods, it is unclear if they are all pre-Christian elements incorporated into the church, or if some of the forms were made by the Christians themselves, with an eye on the past and new symbology. Today this site is a pleasant place to visit in a beautiful part of Albania. Unfortunately, it was closed on the day I visited, but I know they open up the sanctuary occasionally. The interior is in a state of disrepair, with many of its ancient frescoes lost to history. However, some do remain, and the building has been under excavation and restoration work for 2 decades by the Albanian Heritage Foundation that have done a lot to save the structure. Interior photos can be seen online. This is my first attempt at making a video like this, and I intend to make more videos of interesting and obscure historical and natural sites around the Balkans in the future. Please like, subscribe, and comment, especially if you think I got something wrong. So there you have it, the Church of St. Nicholas and the Byzantine Monastery of St. George on the bones of the Temple of Poseidon in the village of Mesopotam. A village that has endured the Macedonians, Romans, Venetians, the Great Schism, the Ottomans, various duchies, and communist dictatorship, remains a small Greek-speaking village just like it was 3,000 years ago.